Hey guys, I'm the one in the Batman pajamas, but you can call me Church. Welcome to the Church on Monday podcast, where I talk at you about shit I like. This evening's drink selection is Buena Vista Stone Caves The Daredevil. Now, this is a California 2019 vintage Petite Syrah, and you'll see that I've already drunk some of it. And the truth is, I don't like this one very much. Now, it's not a fucking Malbec. It's not that terrible, but it's kind of the same problem I have with, like, Spanish Reds, where it's not dry enough and it has too overwhelming a fruit flavor. And so I don't highly suggest it, but I guess if you want to suffer with me and drink along, that's the bottle to grab. Now, this is the Church on Monday podcast, the podcast where I talk at you about shit I like, but it was not initially conceived as such. About a year ago, my friend Tanner and I, you might recognize him from the Last of Us Part 2 episode, decided to create a podcast together where we were both the host, and it wasn't just me every fucking week. Now, we were planning on doing a movie podcast where it would be themed weekly around like an actor or a genre or a director, some shit like that. And our idea for the first run of episodes was to watch... Come on, Suchong. Suchong, don't fucking yell at me. Oh, fuck you. So our idea for the first run of episodes was to go through, watch, and review every single title that Michael Cera has had a starring or co-starring role in. So since our initial plan for a podcast fell through, I just fucking watched all of them anyway. Now, there are a couple that I skipped. This Is the End, I am not a fan of. I don't enjoy it very much, so I'm not going to be talking about that one. Not great in my opinion. Year One I did watch. I do have that in my collection. It doesn't hold up very well. I love Jack Black. I love Michael Cera. But just the scary movie level of writing on that film, without any real satirical value, it's not great. It's not a good film. It's not a great comedy. So, I'm gonna dismiss that one. And then, I have the most fucking unusual one. And people warned me about this one when I told them this was what we were doing for the podcast. Crystal Fairy and the Magical Cactus is kind of a drug trip, stoner road trip movie. But, I will say, Michael Cera performs really well. He plays this cool, confident, but idiotic character very well. But the film is just so fucking boring and so tedious that I just do not recommend it at all. You should not watch this. It's not even bad in a funny way. It's just bad. Oh, fuck. There we go. Now I'm fresh. Now, I did watch all through Arrested Development, though I haven't done so recently. I watched it basically as the 4th and 5th seasons came out. Ooh, 5th and 6th? Fuck. I should probably research that, but... And I really love this series. I loved the original run. The first new season by Netflix was good. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the playing with timelines and perspective and stuff. The second one, I can't even really remember. So that's a decline, obviously, but I still love Arrested Development. Now on to the movies that I like of Michael Cera's. First off, Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist. I love Kat Dennings and I love Michael Cera. And this is just a nice, quirky teen romance comedy. It's what you would expect. The story follows these two searching for a band called Where's Fluffy, who has a secret show popping up somewhere in New York, and everyone around the city is searching for them all night. And Nick and Nora never get to find it, but they find love, and that's fun and wholesome, and it's just a fun movie. There's nothing too deep about it, but I enjoy watching it. I didn't enjoy just putting it on as a comfort food movie, you know? Next, we've got Youth in Re- Youth in Revolt. Now, this one is fun. It has a lot of fun ideas that are just funny, like Justin Long dosing his parents' Thanksgiving meal with acid, and the whole family just tripping out. It's fun. It's funny. I enjoy all the performances in this. Michael Cera plays kind of his two archetypes, the young innocent boy and the ironically well-spoken and charming playboy. Steve Buscemi plays Michael Cera's father, which is great fun. He's reasonably strict, which gives to frustrating scenes because he's also just too kind for this asshole family that he's gotten himself into. Zach Galifianakis, I actually like him in this. He plays this douchebag stepfather that just creates problem after problem for the family. And Portia Doubleday, who I'm a fan of because I'm a big fan of Mr. Robot, and I actually like her as Angela in that, against the consensus of most fans. But I enjoy seeing her in this totally different role than Angela. She's a fun character, and her dynamic as a hipster Christian girl who speaks French and all that shit is fun. Now, because he is on the cover and he plays technically a major supporting role, I do have to talk about Juno, which is fine because I love Juno as a film. I don't know that this deserves to be on my list of Michael Cera films because it's mostly an Ellen Page film, and she's great in it. Actually, it's a great cast. Like most Michael Cera films, it's a great fucking cast, and everyone does a great job. But he, as the impregnator, doesn't have much of a role in this, besides as kind of an awkward friend to Juno, which is a fun dynamic, especially in this subversive teen comedy that plays out unlike most teen comedies. It's a hipster film, but it's very sincerely a hipster film, so it pulls it off really well, like Garden State or anything like that. Fuck. That kind of sucks. On to a great fucking film. Not fucking Robert Edgers. Edgar Wright's Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. This is a great fucking movie. It's kind of a one of a kind. I mean, it's very Edgar Wright, but you don't see this kind of almost eye-straining ADHD editing in any other movies, really, except for bad ones. It's not done this well in like any other film. But not Robert Eggers. Edgar Wright does a fantastic job in this. The stylization to look like a comic book / video game is really fun. The transitions are cool. Like that shot where it's showing Ramona in the dream and then suddenly she's at the door. Fun. It's fun shit, and it's full of visual gags. It's a really fun story. I personally think that Scott is such a fucking douchebag that he doesn't deserve to be with Ramona, but honestly, she's kind of a fucking douchebag too. But yeah, just the storytelling in this is very fun. I love the battles. I love the supporting cast. Once again, Easy trend with anything Michael Cera's in. Great cast, except for Crystal Fairy. Don't fucking watch Crystal Fairy. So now, you might be asking yourself, what the fuck better movie is there starring Michael Cera than Scott Pilgrim? And if you're thinking that, you're a fucking idiot, because you're forgetting about the goddamn modern classic that is Superbad. Superbad is so fucking good. Since buying this fucking clutch of Michael Cera movies almost a year ago, I've rewatched this one like 5 fucking times because I remember it from, my youth. And I thought it was great. I loved the raunchy comedy. I thought the characters were fun and interesting. And rewatching it now that I'm an adult, this movie is just great. It's hard to describe why this movie works so fucking well, because it was obviously sold as just a raunchy comedy, raunchy teen comedy with lots of dick jokes and lots of fucks in it. But while it is that, it's also a lot more. Like, it's a coming of age story. It's about this beautiful friendship between two guys who love each other sincerely and unconditionally. They go through tough times and they explore their relationship and how it affects each of them really well. And McLovin is funny too, that whole sub-story. But that's kind of more providing the dumb, raunchy comedy side. But even there, it's kind of heartfelt, with the two cops revealing that they knew the whole time, obviously, but that they just kind of wanted to prove to themselves that cops were still fun. It's a really good fucking film. The 70s funk in it really fits and kind of makes the music timeless, And it's just a really good film. If you haven't seen it before, 100% go fucking watch it. If you haven't seen it in a while, 100% go fucking rewatch it. Seriously, highly suggest Superbad. Love the film. Love Michael Cera and Jonah Hill. And I think that kind of concludes my analysis of the body of work of the brilliant Michael Cera. Now, if you guys enjoyed this style of the podcast, let me know. I probably won't do this too terribly often, but I like showing up on here, at least so far. And I do like to get those notes either in the comments, or you can follow me on Twitter or Instagram at its_just_church. You can also email me at churchonmondaypod@gmail.com. Those will all be in the description down below. I will also link the outro song to this podcast series down below. It's called Cuffing Season. It was my first single off of my Cigarettes and Chinese Food EP. So if you check that out, follow me on Spotify, I would love that. Otherwise, you guys have a fantastic week. Love ya. Bye. No tears. Don't fuck with more yet. Take what you can get. You're not my girlfriend.